Child, if your refrigerator looks anything like mine the day after Thanksgiving, jammed, packed with leftovers, this video is for you. Because today we are taking those leftover Thanksgiving dinners and turning them into something that is soulful and delicious. I will be making soul food egg rolls. I knew that when I saw Keith Lee try one at one of the many restaurants that he reviews.
This is an egg roll that's filled with collard greens, sweet potatoes, fried chicken, and mac and cheese.
I was like, I have to try that. Now, I do have to run to the store because I do not have egg roll wrappers anywhere in my kitchen. So yeah, we're gonna run to the store, grab these egg roll wrappers, and come back to the house and make some delicious soul food egg rolls. Grab your shoes, let me grab my keys, and let's go to this store. Alright y'all, we're back home and I've got the leftovers laid out. We have collard greens, candied yams, dressing, ham, mac and cheese, and turkey. Now as you can see, there's not much mac and cheese, but we will make it work. But for this recipe, pretty much everything you got left over, it can go in that egg roll. So now I've transferred the leftovers to smaller containers, and that makes it easier to warm up individually. Now the leftovers that I'm not using, I'm going to place it in a meal prep plate, and then I'm going to freeze them. That way, whenever I don't feel like cooking, we can just pop a plate out of the freezer and warm it up. As you're layering the filling, think about balance. I'm starting with a spoonful of candied yams because it gives it that sweet element, followed by a few pieces of ham. Now, I use this knockoff honey baked ham recipe, so if you want to see how I make my ham, let me know down in the comments section and I'll go out and grab one while they are still on sale and make it in an upcoming video. When rolling the egg roll wrapper, you want to fold both sides inward and then take the bottom and fold it towards the top. It should resemble an envelope, and then from there you just roll it. And this is pretty much how it should look once you roll it. Let's do one more. Again, I'm starting with candied yams and then I'm adding some dressing. Now it really doesn't matter which order you go in or what foods you combine, as long as it's something that you know you would eat when it's combined together. For this egg roll, I'm using turkey instead of ham. Now one of the most important steps to follow when making these is to wet all 4 sides. If you don't wet all 4 sides, it will not stick together, leaving you on the hot mess express. So be sure to wet all 4 sides before rolling your egg roll wrapper. Once I got into a flow, these took no time to put together. Now as I was making these, I was like, I wonder what an apple pie egg roll would taste like. So I decided to make some. Now my big back family ate all of the apple pies on Thanksgiving. Those did not make it. So I'm gonna have to make the apple pie filling from scratch. Now when I went to Walmart to get the egg roll wrappers, I did look for a can of apple pie filling and they said find me, because those shelves were clean as a whistle. To start, I'm peeling my apples. Most recipes call for Granny Smith, but since I didn't have any, I'm using these Gala apples. Now this is one recipe that I wish I had paid more attention to when my parents were cooking, but I didn't. And y'all, I'm gonna be honest. When it came to holiday cooking, my siblings and I were banned from the kitchen as grown adults. My dad was in charge of all of the holiday cooking and he would tag team with my mom. The only thing I was allowed to do was taste this or that to see what all needed to be added. But to actually get in the kitchen and cook, absolutely not. But after hosting Thanksgiving at my house this year, I completely understand why. I am the exact same way. I wanted to cook everything by myself and did, because with me everything has to be a certain way and it's just easier for me to get it done. And plus I enjoy all of the cooking. Now, when it comes to my kids and learning how to cook, I've been teaching them in stages. When they were smaller, I taught them how to cook breakfast. And once they mastered that, we moved on to baking. Now they can cook well enough to feed themselves, but they have not graduated to holiday cooking levels yet. But we're getting there, y'all. We are getting there. So now that all of the apples are peeled and sliced, I'm going to place them in this pot and squeeze lemon juice on on them. I should have put this in a bowl instead of this pot, but hey, these are happy little mistakes, as Bob Ross would say. But the lemon juice stops them from turning brown while you make your apple pie filling. For the filling, I'm melting a half stick of butter. I've cut it into 4 tablespoons so that it can melt faster. And to the melted butter, I'm adding a half cup of brown sugar and a half cup of granulated sugar and giving it a good stir. Now, you may need to add more depending on your liking. I taste as I go and will give this a taste after I add all of the remaining ingredients. But for the most part, I'm just giving this a good stir before I add in the cinnamon and allspice. I've added a teaspoon of cinnamon and a 1/4 teaspoon of allspice and giving it a good stir. I also added in a pinch of salt. But y'all, I'm loosely following one of my dad's recipes. I had to cut the ingredients in half to make smaller portions because this is for an egg roll and not a whole apple pie. Now, a can of apple pie filling would have been perfect for these egg rolls because it already had everything you need and the consistency of the filling is just right. Now, the only thing I would have done for the canned filling is add cinnamon, nutmeg, and a little butter to jazz it up. I also would have cut the slices a little smaller, which is what I ended up having to do with these apple slices because y'all look at those chunks. Those are way too big for these egg rolls. I've added cornstarch to thicken up the filling. Now, the amount you add depends on how thick you want it. I ended up doing about 3 teaspoons for the amount of filling that I have. And now I'm just giving everything a good stir. Now I'm just adding the apple pie filling to the egg roll wrapper and following the same process that I did with the Thanksgiving leftovers. Now, while all of this was going on, I did have my oil heating up. Now, my family was circling this kitchen as I was cooking because everyone was ready to try these. My kids have never had egg rolls of any kind before, so they were especially excited to give these a try. The only way they can eat Chinese food is if I make it at home because they are allergic to a lot of the ingredients used in most restaurants. But the main reason why they were hovering around the kitchen is because it was family movie night and we wanted to have something to munch on while we watched season 5 of Stranger Things. Now, if y'all are huge Stranger Things fans, let me know down in the comment section. That whole entire season was a roller coaster ride for sure. We thankfully avoided all of the spoilers by staying off of social media. If you haven't seen me post anything in a while, that's why. Now that we've seen it, we can go back to our regularly scheduled program until part 2 comes out on Christmas. So now I'm just frying up the egg rolls. You can air fry them, bake them, whichever way you like to cook them, but doing it this way gives you that nice crunch. And as far as dipping sauce goes, you can do cranberry sauce for the Thanksgiving egg rolls and a nice cream cheese for the apple pie egg rolls, or you can just eat them plain, but either way is delicious.
Hello, viewers! Welcome to the episode of Jordan's Reviews. We had a little technical difficulties, but that's besides the point. Today is a good day, great day. My mother tried a new recipe today. A new recipe here today. But before I jump into what it is exactly that we're eating, I have to ask, how are we doing? Good day, great day, amazing day, good night, you know, whatever time it may be, because, you know, I know how that world be going around. It could be a different time zone for you. I hope it's a great, you know, fantastic day. And if it isn't, I hope I can put a smile on your face. Anywho, I want to take attention to what my mother made for me. Man, I wasn't expecting this, let me tell you. I was just chilling in my room, vibing. I smelled something and I was like, smells different. And usually my big bag self, I can identify what food is being made by just the smell alone. Now, I have to call it what it is, but that's a big backer, you know. I need to, yeah, it's a blessing and a curse. I'm trying what she made. What we have here today is, well, what you call it? You said these are called...
It is a soul food egg roll.
Big bag food. That does sound like a big fat food. You took soul food and put it in an egg roll. Okay, I see. You know, Gotta get the looks up. Gotta get the looks. So, all right, it does look pretty good. It looks different. I can't compare it to anything. I will say that. But it looks delicious, of course. Got a little seasoning on it. Yeah, it looks delicious, of course. Yeah, let's see what it tastes like. Let's see.
It's not that hot.
Are we done? Are we good? Okay. Hold up now. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you. That was pretty freaking good. That was pretty delicious. Mine is burning my mouth. I think I just singed my tongue. Me for gore, this was just made right now. I should not have taken that small little, that big little chunk right there. Yeah, I should have taken a nibble. I definitely should have taken a nibble. If it wasn't popping, steaming, popping, I would eat that right now. I would go for another bite, I want my tongue to remain intact. Oh my, okay, I tasted it, I did taste it, so let's see. I'm feeling a good 10,000 out of 10. Man, shoot, it's a 100,000 out of 10, bro. That's my final offer. That is okay, I give it 100,000 out of 10. I'm not sure if I just said that. Listen, my memory is memory, but I'll give it 100,000 out of 10. That's my final offer. Out of 10, 100,000 out of 10. All that being said, I came in here, I smelt it, I analyzed it, I tasted it. I think that's Jordan's reviews. Now, like I said, I think, guys, I'm feeling kind of hungry. Now, I'm gonna let it cool, but I am feeling kind of hungry, so I'm gonna get to eat it. I'm gonna have to, get to eating it. But before I go, y'all know what to do. I'm gonna say that's why I like her. I love every single last one of y'all. I hope y'all have a God blessed day. Always a great day, amazing day. Big Mac attack. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. You ain't gonna get me twice. See y'all later.
These soul food egg rolls were a hit in my house. You know how I know? Because they are asking me to get back in the kitchen and whip up another batch. Y'all, those things left so fast and they were so delicious. Now, before I get back in this kitchen and whip up the next batch of soul food egg rolls, let me know down in the comments section if you've tried this before, and if you have, what did you think about these egg rolls, y'all? I would have never thought to transform soul food into an egg roll, but hey, it worked and it was delicious. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you are all about keeping your coins in your purse, in your wallet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to become a part of the family, because over here, all you're gonna get is budget meals, budget cooking, all things budget related. I hope you all have an amazing day, and we will chit chat in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye, family.